In this video, we're going to talk about how we can use price action rules to help us identify directional bias of the market and where are the high probability setups. We're looking at S&P 500 and mini futures. And today's structure started with nice bullish trend working higher. We have a break, push to a new extreme. And this is why I'm looking for a channel like this, because this will tell me that the bullish momentum played out. And now it's the time for a new market cycle to kick in. We can see flat EMA supportive indicator, 1-bar EMA. We're going really sideways, so I'm trying to identify these key levels. We have a mini new high first entry long, second entry long. Also, what I like doing is I like redrawing brand new mini downtrend every single time we touch this resistance, because the new correction is starting. So a new high first entry long, second entry long, you have some multiple tests. The reason why this is not fully super textbook, it's because uptrend played out. You always prefer to be buying when you have some channel in play. Now uptrend played out, and a lot of times what can happen is that the consolidation after new extreme may not be established consolidation just yet. It may just be some weak consolidation before the market is going to roll over. But this is a decent second entry long, great single bar. We are scalpers, so you can consider first entry long. And market is trending down. We have no good signal bar to fade the breakout, but I wouldn't be looking to fade the breakout because, like I said, there is no uptrend, everything played out, and we can just roll over. So you always want to be careful right after new extreme when you have consolidation, because there can be reversal. Market is trending lower, so I'm going to draw wider downtrend. Something like this. Okay, we have a mini second entry short if I don't reset the count, but we're quite far from the EMA, so I can't really take it just yet. But at this point, the bias in this market is bearish, so I'm trying to just follow the short-term trendline rule. I'm just relying on these candlesticks. I would like to see something closer to the EMA, closer to the key entry point, because if we are far from the EMA, this can tell me, okay, the correction may still kick in eventually. Okay, we are correcting. I was looking really for some nice setup close to the EMA. That never happened. We have a push, break, and new extreme happen right now. You have another second entry short, but the single bar is horrible, so we can't really sell below this bar. And now the downtrend played out. So now the downtrend played out, and if I'm going to zoom out, it looks like a consolidation. There is no big trending structure in either direction. So right now, this is what I call area of development, because I need to be patient and see what is the next market cycle. You always want to have some either proven trend range or proven channel, so you know where the market is heading. Okay, so right now I'm looking for hopefully some proven uptrend. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to redraw the uptrend working higher. We're back below EMA, we're back above, and now when I'm watching this live, it's quite confusing because, you know, everything played out. We're just going sideways, but the key levels are not as established. I initially drew something like this, really flat EMA. We're entering some small consolidation, so I'm trying to locate some key levels. But at this point, I'm not looking for trades. This is where you're going to make a lot of mistakes, because it is tempting to both think about buying and selling. And once you find yourself in a situation, you're most likely going to get trapped. You always want to know exactly what is the directional bias. Okay, we have some full breakout. We have some low high here, but I don't like how we have some higher lows and higher highs. It is a tempting trade. Actually, a new low percentage shows second entry short, a lower high. More advanced trader can consider, but this is not fully static range because we are working slightly higher, so the bullish imbalance is kicking in a little bit. It's not terrible. It is still mostly rangy market. Uptrend played out. Even some wider channel, if you really need to make sure, even some wider channel played out. So you can consider, because this is a trend range. Market continue working lower. I'm going to redraw a brand new downtrend. I cannot be thinking about buying now. I cannot take this high low because this spike down may get new extreme tested. So I still follow the short-term trend line rule. Okay, market reverse all the way back up. Your break, push to new extreme. Close is close enough in the trend range. And we have additional push down. In hindsight, it worked, but when I'm watching this live, it looks like the spike up is still in play. But this is now clearly a trend range. And now when you're watching this, everything happened super quickly. You can check the time scale. This happened super quickly. There was spike in volatility. For whatever reason, something happened here, and this was really volatile, really spiky. So it's very hard to trade it when you're watching this real time. This was a failed breakout to the top, because according to range rules, when a buy low, sell high, and most breakouts will fail. Okay, price action push lower. We have another break, push to an extreme. Gonna redraw the uptrend. At this point, I'm gonna expand my trend range. It's getting quite messy, but we are in a trend range, so you expect price action to pivot upon reaching these extremes. Okay, so the structure is really healthy now. We have a high low here, but high low was terrible single bar. You prefer to be buying above bullish bar. Okay, we spike down, break a new high. And this is the setup I like. This is new high, first entry long, second entry long. Also, I can view it either as a failed breakout or some form of a triple bottom. And when I was watching this live, I had actually ticked lower, so this wasn't an inside bar. I'm gonna mark it because I really like the setup watching this live. There was no inside bar. The reason why I really like it because how broad this is. You have spike down, broad break, second spike down. This is what I talk about a lot. Once you see such a broad structure like this is where failed breakouts are extremely reliable, and this is how you can learn to take them reliably and safely when you have such a broad structure like this. It's when the spike is too steep where you can easily make a case for a broader channel. That's when failed breakout can trip beginners. So this is a decent second entry long, multiple test, high probability setup. I'm gonna buy low, sell high. Once again, you can consider high low, but we have really bad signal bar, inside bar now, so we can't really take it. I'm gonna expand the trend range. It's really getting right now much bigger. Okay, we're bouncing lower, and this happened against spike in volatility. I don't think we can sell here. It's tempting, but let's say I was playing something like this, another failed breakout. This is what I'm talking about. The reason why I don't like selling here, because you can get trapped even here, is because it's too steep. Actually, when I was watching this live, I thought there can be some slightly steeper channel like this. So I'm not really looking to fade. Yes, it can work, but you can see you can just be a little bit early here. It's gonna stop you out and then go lower. This is why I prefer to truly have at least some break below EMA and broad structure so you can reliably sell. Market completely drop lower. You can see the same pattern, a lower high here, a lower high here. I'm gonna redraw brand new downtrend working lower. And right now this downtrend came all the way from the top to the bottom. Significant spike down without even touching the EMA, so you're already getting the information that the market is really bearish. You're not really thinking about buying. Okay, break push to new extreme, and you can see definitely how steep this looks, okay? Because it was such a sharp spike down, you can't even touch the EMA. I'm gonna even redraw broader downtrend, something like this, because it still looks like a seamless push down. It was too strong, too steep. Yes, it still looks really great. And now, because it was such a strong spike down, you can't even touch the EMA. I'm thinking more about breakout pullback rather than going into trend range. You can tell how this move is completely different apart from these moves. Okay, these moves are short lasting, they're very tight, they pivot quickly. This was significant trend working lower all the way down here, completely breaking all of these lows. This looks more like a brand new trend established, so we can actually look more for some breakout pullback. And we have a new low for entry short, second entry short. Of course, you cannot sell below bullish bar. It's not flat to EMA. Double bar entry is not ideal. It didn't even trigger. And now we have double trap. Now we have double trap because everybody who went short on a second entry short below bullish bar, bad signal bar, they got trapped. And everybody's going to go long on a flat second entry short while the downtrend is low, they're going to get trapped as well. Short and uptrend played out with the break push to a new high. It is a breakout pullback pattern, breakout pullback. Sellers are stepping in. This is a great high probability setup, great double trap right at the key entry point, which is the EMA. And now even the resistance that was previously support. Great high probability setup where everything aligned. We love setups like these. Downtrend played out with the break push to a new extreme. Can you think about buying the low today? Not really. Once again, it's quite steep. It looked too strong. You can't even break through the EMA. I don't think this is a significant structure for us to go long just yet, because this push down really looked quite strong on its own, so it's better to be patient. Okay, I'm going to redraw the short-term trend. Can we get something established? There is no reversal pattern above EMA. Okay, we have breaking new high again. Market moves in pairs of twos. This is where we don't have no good big trend established. Everything sort of played out. While you're watching this live, everything is moving super fast, super volatile. So this was not easy structure to trade. It looks clean after the fact, but when you're watching this live, it really printed fast. The volatility was out of control in some of these areas. 2 legs up, breaking new high. So uptrend played out because you have 2 legs up, breaking new high. You have some key level coming to play again. You know, this is lower high. You know, now after I loaded my data, signal bar is much better. It's not really confirming much though. You know, everything played out. It's a decent setup. It's kind of more contextual lower high to be a little bit more advanced. You can consider, I should go market red with this signal bar. But it's not super easy textbook to recognize because you don't have no downtrend in play that would help you kind of trust it. But you have the key level, 2 legs up, push below EMA. Okay. Market is reversing all the way up here. I'm gonna redraw brand new uptrend. I'm skipping through some of these areas because once everything played out and there is nothing confirmed, you're not even looking for trades. So you have to learn to be observer of price action. You wait for setups to come to you. You're not really looking frantically for trades. You're looking at the chart, you're establishing the structure, looking for key entry points, and only then expecting setups. Okay, you cannot be frantically looking for trades on every single candle, on every single structure. So once you have the structure identified and you have the key entry point, that's when you start anticipating setups. For example, here I was taking into consideration some wider downtrend, but this retracement was so strong, it looks more like 2 legs down. I adapted to this uptrend, and now we have this uptrend working higher. So we're back into trend range. So now I'm looking for second entry long at the key entry point. Okay, because I have a new structure established. I can trust this short-term trend line rule. Can I get something at the EMA? Not fully, nothing. We need to get new high. New high was tested, but I cannot go long here. So far from the EMA inside bar. And market created significant push up. We have a break. Push to a new extreme. When I'm watching this, I'm going to measure the one leg break, second leg up. Okay, perfect measured move. And this was where I also was considering drawing potential wider channel, something like this. But problem is, this looks too much like 2 legs up. Perfect 2 legs, you know, only one bounce here. It's really hard to say if the wider channel is valid at this point or not. No bounces here, no bounces here, because it looks so much like 2 legs up. I really didn't like focusing on this at this point at the time, so I don't like taking any setup. Everything played out, so I cannot go long. At the same time, we're above EMA, I cannot really sell. And this was tricky area because we are starting to go very sideways. For example, high low looks tempting, but it's too congested, even on these bars. Wider uptrend is not fully confirmed. What if we're gonna have a reversal, but at the same time, it's not reversing. You can't really sell because it's going too sideways. We're shortly above EMA, shortly below. So this is where you really have to be patient. I was also thinking there can be some wider channel, but nothing is being established. We're still going too sideways. You know, second entry short, but problem is, we're not pattern traders. We cannot be looking for second entries while the structure is this choppy, okay? There are too many conflicting variables. So I gotta be really careful here. Okay, we have some bounce here. In hindsight, I can see there was something like this. Break, push to a new extreme, but this is a really confusing area. Nothing much happening here. I'm not even looking for trades around this area because it is tempting. It is tempting to take the short, but at the same time, it's very tempting, for example, to take the high low or fade it here. So I don't really like touching this. I need something established. Okay, break down, break up. Price action keeps working higher. Okay, and now I have to ask myself why market keeps working higher even after breaking new high of the initial channel. We have new high, first entry long, second entry long, but we're far from the EMA. Not even the tail is touching it, let alone the body. This is perfect example of EMA tail trap. There can be double trap. There was no trigger. When I was watching this, I was thinking about 2 alternatives. Okay, number 1, I'm gonna redraw in hindsight this channel and I'm gonna treat it as a break in new high because it looks like leg up, broad break, second leg up, but at the same time it's a little bit too bullish. Okay, this is quite significant bullish push, so I was considering also some potential, you know, wider uptrend, something like this, but it's a little bit too early for this. We were in a, if I'm going to zoom back, we were in a big trend range. This channel is just about to be established, so I needed a little bit more information when I'm watching this personally. I'm going to redraw a brand new downtrend, something like this. Okay, we're going sideways. Congestion area once again, don't even think about setups, it's too choppy. Okay, your edge is going to dissipate in area like this. You can get stopped on the noise. I'm going to draw the downtrend like this. You know, there is a second entry long failed breakout. If I'm going to analyze it closely, new high, first entry long, second entry long. Like I said, problem is we can't fully trust the bigger channel just yet. Okay, but downtrend played out, second entry long. This is mainly hindsight trade. I didn't like it that much at the time, but I'm gonna mark it, you know, more advanced trader can consider. Second entry long failed breakout. Market keeps going higher, keeps going higher. This is confirming our uptrend like this. Okay, this is confirming the uptrend because you have a brand new push phase up, which means this trend looks more structured. And now I'm thinking about second entry long at the EMA. Okay, new high can reset, first entry long. We're breaking below EMA, so now I need high low because we broke below EMA and there is no key entry point, no nothing. Can I get high low above EMA? No high low above EMA. We have some high low here, but I cannot go long about this bar. It's a shame. Can I get something else? Mini second entry long. Yes, but once again, I cannot go long about this bearish bar. And market keeps going higher. It's a shame. This was a great area to go long. Downtrend played out. We have small triple test. EMA keeps holding, correction phase ended. But single bars on my chart are terrible. And now the market is simply about to close. So this is the overall structure for today. It was quite volatile around this area. Massive spike down here and spike down here. So you have to be a little bit careful. You don't have to trade once you can see spike in volatility because bars are bigger. They're printing fast, so it's okay to sit on hands and wait for price action to calm a little bit so it is easier to trade again. And we can see that we started with some consolidations. We want to think about buying low, selling high, fading the breakouts. Then we had some uptrend established, but not that many great setups on the way up. Basically nothing pretty much here. You have to be patient throughout this area a lot. And then maybe this aggressive second entry long for breakout. But it's also quite hard to take it because the wider channel cannot be fully trusted just yet. Overall, there are a few decent high probability setups. I hope you had a good trading day. I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to talk to you next time. Good luck your trading.